What was your nickname in high school? What's up and welcome to the Fervent 4. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? Question mark. Hello, I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly. I probably should have a book in front of me to show you. And also with me today, I'm my co-host Tim Ryan, lead man at StartWheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent 4 is a weekly show each and every Thursday at 11 a.m. dedicated to sharing insights into growing a world-class business, no matter the climate. Now, the funny thing is, my nickname in high school, I can't say because the FCC will find me.
We know they're listening.
Well, actually, I'll tell you the story. And this is probably the reason why I hate public speaking, which anyone that's listening will think this is ridiculous. So 5th, 6th grade, I was a substitute teacher. My first name is Richard. A substitute teacher is going down the list of students, and they're reading people. So they're like, they're reading the list of people, and then Tim Ryan, Adam Alphin, Richard Miller, Dick Miller. Is Dick Miller here? And I'm like, oh Lord, I've never heard that before. And then since that time, for the 6th to 12th grade, that was the nickname in high school. Whether that
sixth grade's a tough time for that to happen. Yeah.
I never wanted to see that substitute teacher again. I think he subbed for about 3 weeks.
The scar is deep, Zach. That scar is really deep.
Yeah.
What was your nickname in high school, Tim?
Tim.
Adam, what about you?
I think we were just for the audience, we were just talking about how to pronounce my last name. It's Alphin. The nickname in high school was the Dolphin.
Is that because you went to Ocean Lakes?
I was also a swimmer, so that didn't help. So I was a swimmer, and my last name rhymed with Dolphin. So, no, I graduated from Norfolk Christian, actually.
Yeah. Which one's that? The one on Granby?
That's on Thole, right off Granby. Yeah.
Okay. And
there's Norfolk Collegiate. It's really close, and then Norfolk Christian's on Thole.
And you, so you were a swimmer.
Was
that your main sport?
So were you, right? You were a swimmer too, right? Yeah. I was a butterflyer, mid-distance freestyle. Yeah.
What's mid-distance? 200?
Yeah, well, in high school, it's 200. Yeah.
I think Tim was a swimmer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you swam at all like in the last 10 years?
You're asking me?
Yeah. I know Tim hasn't.
Yeah, I did I got into it I did some triathlon relays with some friends. So I've got bad knees, so I can't run, but I would do the swimming leg. I did a 5K ocean swim. They used to do a fundraising 5K ocean swim.
They still do that.
The Virginia Beach. Do they still do it for the Virginia Beach lifeguards? I haven't done it.
They do a 1 mile, I think, a 5K. I think they do a 1 mile, a 2 mile, and a 3 mile, something like that.
Yeah,
Nasty
nice.
Nate Scholl of Swim Nerd, third place in all 3 of them.
Okay, we should do it together some year. That'd be great.
He's really fast.
He
swam at ODU, and good for him doing all that. So,
Zach, weren't you a swimmer too? Weren't you a swimmer too, Zach?
Yeah. I was a 50 freestyler.
Straight up swimmer.
That's about all I. What's interesting? So I've gotten into triathlons recently, and so it's very interesting how my races used to be 24 seconds long. 21 to 24 seconds long, and now I got to go like 25 to 30 minutes. It's very different.
Just getting warmed up then, man.
Yeah, and I can't get close to that speed. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so Adam, I haven't seen you in. I think we were talking like since 2013 timeframe. The OG days of Hatch used to come around. You were working on something then. And you had, I believe Marty Kazabowski is who introduced us.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was Marty. Yeah, Marty and I formerly worked together at, a startup that was called Core Mind that turned into Perfect Commerce, if you recall them. They were up in the peninsula. They ended up getting acquired by an English firm called Proactus, and I was early Perfect Commerce. Marty was a part of that incubator over there off Newtown, where that started, and he joined us at some point in that process. So yeah, Marty and I worked together for a while.
Interesting. Okay, so like I want to think about those days of like you learning stuff, because now you're working on this thing called KleerCard. We'll get into all the deets about that, but like, working early on in another business that was acquired and then working in corporate America, like how did all that position you? I know this is like a ridiculous statement over like a 12-year period, but like, are there specific things that you can pinpoint that like I learned a lot from those days and I'm using that now?
Yeah. I mean, I think the common theme in like the whole trajectory of my career has been, it's all been pretty entrepreneurial, right? So I went to Virginia Tech, out of college, started with the startup core mine that became Perfect Commerce. So that was always, local, scrappy. It was sort of a procurement services business initially. We ended up acquiring this piece of technology that evolved into Perfect Commerce. And so that was sort of my entry into the whole software world, where, I mean, certainly an aha moment of like, wow, you can build once and sell infinity number of times. That creates pretty sweet margin. And so I think that was sort of certainly an important point. And then that's really been everything since then. It's been very software, and then I would even say like business spend management focused. I did a startup after that just for a short period of time that I sold, and then ended up joining a large consulting firm, implementing spend management software briefly, and then landed at a Silicon Valley firm called Coupa Software for the last 6 years. And so even there, I had two separate roles. Both were starting new things within there. So I think, to your question, I mean, I think that's just sort of, I'm a starter. I think that's where I'm comfortable, where I enjoy. I enjoy the 0 to 1 process a lot, and what it takes to do that. I think
What's that? What is 0 to 1 process?
0 to 1, starting from scratch to something, right? To something.
Is that the Peter Thiel book?
That's the Peter Thiel book. Yeah, 0 to 1. Yeah, and it's.
I never read that.
It's good. You should read it. Yeah. I think that's where I tend to thrive. I think they tend to be people that are kind of generalists, that have some sort of agility of mental model and can get different types of things done. And I think I kind of fit that mold a bit. And so that's been the theme of what I've worked on and what's got me to here.
Are you a developer?
I am mildly technical. I would not say I'm a developer. I can write API calls if I need to. I can edit the CSS on your site if you want a little bit. But I mean, no, I am. I'm a product guy. I'm a product guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mildly technical was an interesting way to put that, because I would think that I'm mildly technical and you're, eons above me on that aspect of it. And people thinking that are like, this guy can't even I've written 3 lines of code my entire life. That's what I'm going about.
Right. No, I mean, I know enough to break stuff, but it's not what I want to do. I'm not a heads down developer. So,
Sure.
And I never have been. I've never had a role that was that. I was an implementation guy, a services implementing the software. I evolved into a product manager. Like, I think as you implement a lot, you start forming opinions about what the product should really be doing. And that served me well as I evolved into more of a designing the functional design of a piece of software, and then working with developers to make that happen. So,
well, it's always interesting because so many people think that because they're not technical, they can't become a founder.
Well,
and you've worked. Yeah. Obviously, you've done well for yourself, not being technical.
Have you guys talked much about the low code, no code movement and what that's doing for?
It's interesting. We've not had anybody on the show to talk about it, to go in any depth, but it is interesting, and just in the sense of how far it is gaining ability to do so many things.
I think Blake Taylor of 3D Extremes built his product on something like that. I can't remember what the actual name of that product is, but I believe
it called Bubble. Was it called Bubble?
Yeah, I mean
Bubble was the tool.
Okay,
right. But
so a lot of KleerCard is Bubble as well. So we've done a combination. I mean, it's a combination of some custom JavaScript and backend stuff, but we've used Bubble heavily. And so, I mean, I think,
interesting,
you know, for you guys, this is another like sea change moment in my mind of the way technology and software SaaS is going to be built in the future, because it puts people like me really in the driver's seat of like, I have opinions about the functional design. I can, with a lot more agility, frankly, a good bit cheaper, build functionality a lot faster that I think the world should have. And so it's been,
well, especially
we have a head of engineering who's just probably one of the world's best folks on Bubble. And he and I work really, so we're the product team. But I think you guys should explore that. I mean, I think it is, it's a fascinating movement it's gonna be huge, I think, in the next 5 to 10 years.
Tim, real quick statement. But if you think about it, you know, whenever there's a single founder that's not technical, their biggest issue, if they haven't raised money, is as soon as they release, you know, there's going to be something out there that someone finds a bug, a new OS is released, whatever it might be, they're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big challenge that all these people have.
Totally.
I mean, at least if I'm listening to a pitch from a founder, and if they don't have a technical co-founder or a technical team to support them, then I mean, that's a risk. An investor is going to see that as a risk, because you're right. Money is going to be needed. Capital is going to be needed to round that out.
Yeah, immediately. Oh, I bug checked. No, you didn't. Someone will find something. Something ain't working. I can get.
Well, chances are, I mean, that's just. You're maybe at an MVP or one stage beyond an MVP. You know, you're at the very beginning of your product roadmap.
Sure. Yeah.
You've got a long
I
way
mean,
to
that's even, it's not even about bugs so much as you're going to get customer feedback real fast, and you haven't thought of everything. You're going to have to make some tweaks. So you definitely need to have.
What does Bubble cost monthly?
Oh, there's different plans. Depends. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's like. There's a learning curve. There's a learning curve. Oh, it's super affordable to start with. I mean,
but it's something that the non-technical can start implement. Got it. Okay.
Non-technical can build. I mean, you know, if you think about, I mean, I know you guys say you're not technical, so like, there's been these sort of like the idea of Ruby, and then there's Ruby on Rails, right, which is just cobbled together code that made it simpler.
Is that still a thing?
To do it. Ruby on Rails?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge. All that stuff still. Yeah.
I mean, there's.
Well, that's what Titans. Were you around when I was doing We Are Titans?
Yeah. With
Brennan and all that. Yeah.
Brennan. Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah,
you guys are doing a lot of Ruby. Yeah. Coupa is all built on Ruby on Rails. The company, you know, the Silicon Valley company I came from.
Isn't Twitter?
So, I mean, Twitter is, Airbnb is, Coupa is, Netflix is. I mean, there's a bunch of massive brands built on Ruby on Rails. But my point was like, that's all a trajectory
today.
Sorry. It's a trajectory, right? And so these low code platforms are just another iteration. It's another, layer of extrapolation to say you can build stuff, drag and drop in an easier way.
How is Bubble spelled?
So, just like it should be. Bubble. Bubble.io.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great platform to, even if you can to validate, get some customer feedback, and get it to a point where you hand it off to a real professional developer, you can save a ton of time and a ton of money.
Totally. It's. I mean, a lot of people have used it for their MVPs. They just raised $100 million bucks. They should. As they should. Yeah.
If they're not too technical. All right.
Right. Sorry, we got kind of technical there, but you.
No, but honestly, I think it's great because anyone that wants to complain about, I can't do this because I'm not technical. Hey, guess what? It's 2022.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's not 2022. Yes. It's basically 2022. It's like 3 weeks away.
It is.
And you have no excuse now.
I agree. They're not the only one.
You're just not willing to do the work. So if you wanted an app or some sort of custom solution, there you go.
Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.